Hi everyone, I review to the iconic album MM.FOOD, made by artist, songwriter, rapper, singer, producer, villain MF Doom. This album is actually different and good because of its theme. Its theme was really special, and I haven't seen an album with that much theme. You can see the theme of the album from even the track names, like the opening track, Beef Rap, that has a double meaning. That has a meaning of beef, the food we eat, and beef, like a diss track between two rappers, beef between two rappers. Yeah, and that actually refers to the meaning of the album, as it talks about food and kitchen stuff. The album story is MF Doom, the villain, doing some kitchen cooking stuff. Yeah, that's the idea of the album. And actually, the second track has same thing, as its name is Ho Cakes. It has two meanings. Ho, that refers to the name of, that refers to the idea of the track, as it talks about that don't lose yourself in doing sex and don't lose yourself in bitches. Have some discipline. And cakes, that actually refers to the idea of that album talks about food, and you can take the word cake as a fat ass. Cake means a fat ass, so that actually complete the meaning of hoe. You can actually see that in the ending track, cookies. It has a name, of food. Same thing was one beer. One refers to the idea of the track that don't copy others and be one version of yourself. Be just one. And beer as a drink that you drink after the food. So it continues to give you that vibe of food. And actually, the special thing about Doom, that whatever the seriousness of the topic he's talking about, he still manages to make it seem chill as it was nothing. And actually, I would hear a historical class from Doom. He would make anything sound chill. Like in the track One Beer, he was really talking about something really important, that you should be yourself and some really self-improvement shit, and he managed to make it chill. Maybe One Beer is the best song for most of MF Doom fans. The album continues to maintain its vibe and theme by the many skits and interludes in this album. There are many skits, maybe 5 skits, and many interludes in the songs. Because actually, the track story is complicated a bit, but still chill. Even though it's complicated, as I said, Doom manages to make this track, even though it has serious topic, he made this topic sound chill. The track actually talks about poverty and sometimes hunger, and at same time it talks about Doom, that, and how he became the president of the world. Really, an inspiring story. I don't know what to say about it, but it has many stories going on. You can easily know that this album is continuing what has began in the first two albums, Operation Doomsday and Mad Villainy. It continues the story, relates to them, it makes references. Personal favorite moment in this album was in the track Con Kane, after the 3 skits that were talking about the small village that Doom visited in the start of his career. This track actually had a smooth transition with the last skit. Really, the transition was so good. It was a lyrical transition, as the last word that were said in the skit was the same word that were said in Cocaine. It was a rhyme, and at the same time there was a musical transition, a beat transition. Felt pretty good. things I didn't like about this album, that the features was not the best. At least comparing to the other albums, Vandula Villain and King Ghidorah and Operation Doomsday, Mad Villainy, all the features in this albums were actually crazy. The album Vandula Villain had the track Can I Watch that has the best feature in MF Doom's career. And this album should have better features. This album really had high standards, potential to be better than Mad Villainy, but it's not better because not just because the features are bad, but because the ending track was not the best. Yeah, the track Cookies was not the best ending. Really, I didn't get the point of it. It was lyrically good, but the instrumental in this track was not the best. And that was actually amusing for me, because why would Doom do that? Doom can do a crazy sample with a fucking good sounding instrument in it, and it will still, he can make a perfect ending. So why he choose to end it with this? I didn't really get the point. I have no clue why he did this, but it's kind of acceptable because the track is not really that bad, But I mean that it's bad for an album like this. This album deserves much better ending. Overall, this album, one of the albums that you can't give an accurate rating. It really depends on your vibe. If you vibe with it, you would give it a 10 if you vibe with it. But if you didn't get the vibe of it, the theme, as I said later, you will not like it. But for me, I did like it so much. So if I want to give this album a rating, I will give it a 10. 10. I'm not overrating it. It really deserves a 10. Despite the features and the ending track, that really deserves a 10. I just wanted to clarify an important thing. I gave this album a 10, but this album doesn't compare to OK Computer or to Buma Butterfly, as I gave them a 10 too. This album rating was really personal for me, as I have much memories with this album, so that's why I give it a 10. And I still see that it doesn't compare with much of the 10s I gave, but it's not the worst 10 I had on my 10 rating playlist. So that's all for today's video. See you.